We cannot be filled with the Spirit and always giving into fleshly desires. It makes us very weak spiritually. If you want to be strong, see, when you're filled with the Spirit, you can't have both. You can't be full of the flesh and full of the Spirit. They are opposing each other. When someone is full of the Holy Spirit, have you ever met those people? You want them to pray for you. They're full of the Spirit, full of passion, full of a desire for God, of zeal. They'll pray for somebody, and that disease might just leave. There's a glow, there's an ambiance, they're filled with the Spirit of God. A man or woman filled with the Spirit of God, I guarantee you that person is in the process of starving the flesh. The flesh is not dominating in their life. Not talking about perfection, okay? Don't confuse me with perfectionism. Don't say, oh, this is all about morality. That's legalism. No, it's discipline. What football player doesn't discipline himself? Actually, Tom Landry said, one of the best coaches, I think, in Dallas Cowboys when I was younger, he said the job of a football coach is to make men do what they don't want to do in order to achieve what they've always wanted to be. One issue God's been hard on me in many years is this area of coffee and caffeine. And people might say, why? Because I'm a jerk when I have a lot. Ask my wife. Are you on coffee today? But think about this. Think about as Christians. Right, as Christians. I'm just walking myself in deep. I might as well finish. But as Christians, it gives me everything opposite of the fruit of the Spirit. Love and joy? Nope. I'm angry. I'm not very happy. Love, joy, peace, contentment, long-suffering, gentleness? Nope. I'm irritable. I'm anxious, and get out of my way. So I'm feeding myself something that is hurting me. Lord, please take away these things. Well, you need to take away that thing, Christian crack. But think about this. This is not funny. But if you really think about that, right? And it's a whole story. I was like, I had a lot, and even when I went off, I had panic attacks. Unlike anything, so I can relate to those now because those withdrawals are hell. But I was taking something and praying, Lord, take away this anger and irritability and anxiousness. Why am I snapping at my children? They're coloring a picture. Get away from me. I'm busy. Get away. What's going on here? My eyes are twitching. But you keep fueling that. And God's telling me, people would email me, oh, I've been delivered from coffee. I'm like, that's stupid. And then I read it in books, oh, wow. And then I read about, because I know it's a central nervous stimuli. I know it's in the same chemical wavelength that affects the chemical imbalances in the brain, like dopamine, like heroin and different drugs. It runs the same biological pathway as drugs. I know this. I know it's a central nervous stimuli. I know it keeps the body in a constant state of fight and flight. That's why you're always wanting to fight. See, I know this. So I'm praying for God to release me, but I'm going through this massive struggle of getting off of Christian crack. Because it's how I got up in the morning. I get up, read the Bible in the morning, love it, that fresh 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's really 1 cup, and it's a 40-ounce cup. So, but it affected me at a very deep level. So if you're rude and irritable and angry and can't sit straight and just can't, and what's going on with me? I'm not ADD. You're probably having way too much caffeine. And so you see how that does affect us, and you know it does. Just try stopping. It'll scream. It is, the withdrawals are like, for me, it was 10 times easier to quit alcohol, to be honest with you. Much easier. Much easier. So these things work at a very deep level, and God, maybe it's weird, maybe you think it's weird, but I knew I couldn't go any farther in ministry until I dealt with that. Deal with this before I grow the church. Lord, take it away. No, deal with this before you grow the church, because you're not going to have a big church and you're going to be snapping at everybody. It's already hard enough, right? I mean, life is already hard enough. So what we do by taking these chemicals, if I could break down sugar, high fructose corn syrup, monosodium glutamate, aspartame, sodium nitrates, the stuff that we're all ingesting on a regular basis, you'd be alarmed at the chemicals that are in our body. And you'd be alarmed. Why? Because anytime man alters what God has made, right? You ever go to Costco? Why do all the oranges look the same? Genetically modified, food coloring they should be different shapes and organic, like God designed it. So anytime you pervert what God designed, it will affect the body at a very deep level.